the majority of DRI production is happen with a gas-based process. Of the 108 million tons per year, 80% is produced with gas-based process and 20% with rotary kiln. The gas-based process are dominated mainly by two players, Midrex and HYL, where Midrex is the most popular of the two. The gas-based processes can be divided for technology in two categories, with a reformer or without a reformer. The process with reformer, the reforming reaction are done separately in a reformer, and then the reduction happen in the shaft. In the zero reformer, everything happens in the reactor. The process with reformer is typical of Midrex and HYL3, and the zero reformer is typical of HYL process.
The litany of issues that the Circle Red technology had, most of those were engineered out, or very simple solutions became obvious later. Again, we would be using a thermoelectrolysis process, and unlike our good friends in Sweden, we would be recirculating the hot H2O off gas, and we would clean it, and then it would come off at about 400 degrees C. We would use waste heat from the molten salt, the EAF molten steel bath cooling systems, and then top heat that off gas and then recirculate it through. This should reduce our energy cost considerably. And then, of course, we would use deposit the hot DRI into an electric arc furnace, and this would be a true mine all the way to metal process. The iron ore mine is a proven historical mine that operated for 40 years. The historical ore run-of-mill concentrate was about 69. Under the new engineering plan, the concentrates would be coming out at plus 70 Fe. This is very easy to achieve. If you look at the far right-hand column, there would be only two things coming out of this entire process. One would be steel, and the other one would be oxygen.
However, the situation in the last couple of months is becoming a little bit more green because you have seen what's happening related to the scrap price, and the scrap price and the DRI price is very, very closely related. A couple of weeks ago, Turkish CFR scrap price index was approximately $540 per ton, which has been never seen before in the world. Now, if in the last year, in the same time, somebody would have said that $300 per ton of scrap CFR Turkey, people would have jumped. But however, that's the beauty and that's the unpredictability of commodity market. And some of the very good key insights about the commodity market and the HBI market you can get from the Midrex yearly reports. And you will see that very few plants who have Midrex or HYL or other processes installed make HBI and export. And this is a pity because one of the key HBI producers in the world was Venezuela, but they had shut down all of their plants and there is no production anymore. So there is a gap in DRI production and demand, which has to be addressed. And existing DRI plants or existing or new the companies which are trying to think about new DRI plants, they can always think about an added HBI facility which could be sold anytime at quite premium price.
Depending upon what is the usage of DRI, and how best it can be used. Sorry. Okay. As you can see, there are three products: cold DRI, hot DRI, and HBI. Cold DRI and hot DRI can be directly used in EAF, whereas HBI can also be fed into the blast furnace, as Bhattacharya has told. They are doing in the lins. It's the same process what they are doing. Okay, as far as how to transport, because this is also a major, because not all the steel plants are integrated steel plants, so they don't consume the almost all amount of cold DRI, hot DRI, cold DRI and HBI. So there are several risks which need to be tackled during the transportation. As of now, HBI is considered as the safest transportation commodity. A combination of DRI plus EAF is viewed as the future, and because of blast furnaces technology with BOF, the emissions are the important factor which are controlling everything as of now.
Definitely, because pig iron is just carbon and iron. So instead, the HBI has also some other content that is gangue and stuff. So one has a better yield than the other. So if I was a steel maker, I would buy pig iron. But the problem with the pig iron is that lots of reaction, especially if you charge a lot in the furnace, you have lots of reaction in the slag and in the furnace itself. So that's the reason why people prefer pig iron over HBI.
Yeah, normally presently the pig iron is a preferred commodity, but the future would not be the pig iron. Normally it has to be go to the cold DRI or to the HBI. This is going to be the future. This is what I can say, because of the environment emissions which are created by the blast furnace, the cost is going to be up. Whereas in DRI, if the cost is much less.